There we go. I'm going to give you guidelines to apply to your distributor sales organization, which will dramatically improve your culture. All right, sales are priority one. If you're willing to help your customers get what they want, and this goes back to Ben Salisbury's quote, your business is going to thrive. What does that mean? Giving them quality products delivered on time and at prices that make them profitable. Okay? Every department in your company should be helping your sales effort. Customer service, brand management, marketing, accounting, warehouse, and trucking all need to believe that sales is part of their job. If they don't, you're not going to be a successful sales company. How many of you have had a really disturbing incident with a driver or a delivery person or a customer service person that unravels all the goodwill you've done to gain that customer? Raise your hands. I know it happens every day. We don't want it to, but it does happen. But the way to counter that is make sure everybody in your sales organization, in your company, understands that you're a sales organization and that sales are the most important thing. And anyone along the chain from taking an order to delivery of that order can break that chain, and you don't want that to happen. Establish a coaching culture. Okay, the latest Gallup research shows that continuous training and education as an everyday exercise called performance development is much more effective than annual performance reviews. Waiting until the end of the year to review performance is too late. Okay, you and your management team needs to be coaching every day. Implementing performance development creates a cultural shift, not only in how people work, but how they work together. And moving from traditional management to what I like to call performance development requires managers to think of themselves as coaches, not bosses. Gallup did another study recently. They studied several 100,000 millennials. And one of the primary focus points they came up with about their jobs is they don't want a boss. They want a coach. And millennials are now the largest segment of employees in our country. And they look at their jobs very differently. So what would happen if a basketball coach waited until the end of the game or the end of the season to give each player a performance review? That'd be crazy, right? Coaches give minute-by-minute instructions on the court. They review performance at the end of each game. They don't just critique a team at the end of the season, and managers shouldn't do it either. Okay, and number 3, embrace a philosophy of developing strengths versus fixing weaknesses. It's the job of a great manager or coach to develop employee strengths and channel that energy in ways which fulfill the goals and objectives of the company while minimizing disruption to your organization. Focus on what's right with people and stop trying to fix what's wrong with them. You're going to be frustrated and you're not likely to fix them anyway. For example, I'll give you an example of a salesperson in my history. I'll sort of make it generic. I had a salesperson who was very knowledgeable about wine, highly motivated, somewhat eccentric. You all know that person. She gets along well with customers, mostly restaurateurs who are entrepreneurial, artistic, and someone that's eccentric themselves. Put her in a large store with a corporate mindset, and she usually fails at making a connection. But her regular customers would tell me how much they love her. They adored her. They were loyal to her, and she did great business with those customers. So instead of trying to change her personality, you're just wasting your time. I simply would send a different salesperson in to those accounts who don't find a connection with her. You have happy sales reps, happy customers. It all makes for good business. So, number 4, training and education distinguish top performers. The best companies teach their employees how to work. Don't assume your people know how to manage their time and how to prioritize their workflow. Training your employees in the basics of selling should not be overlooked. We spend a lot of time in this business teaching our employees about wine. Don't forget, we're all sales organizations, and we assume that they know how to sell. Coach them, get them professional help if necessary, but teach them about sales too. Clearly, back to my last point, in our business, wine education is prime currency. So invest in your employees, whether it means sponsoring trips to wine regions, subsidizing WSET courses, make your sales staff the best informed on the street. And finally, understand the difference between skill and talent. Skills can be taught. Talent is innate. It can't be taught, but it can be directed. Okay? So whatever talent your employees come with, that's what they've got. You can teach them other skills, though.